Good day, Sir Estedilia and Doc Lacerna. I am Arcel Ariate and I will be presenting to you today a case analysis for case number 3, storage facility. The situation is Field Bell and Weiss, a consulting firm, has been engaged by the Fizzle Beverage Company to determine possible methods for expanding their warehouse facilities. The current warehouse is 16 ceilings with a possible 10 clear stacking height. At the 10 level, the obstructions are steam pipes, lighting fixtures, and air ducts. Fizzle Beverage currently receives all pallets by truck. Each pallet load is 6 high, including the pallet, and in order to take full advantage of all available height, the second level pallet in each stack must be broken down. The question is, how could Fizzle increase their storage capacity? And for the executive summary, Fizzle Beverage Company wants to determine possible methods for expanding their warehouse facilities. Field Bell and Weiss, a consultant firm, provided 5 possible alternatives on how to solve their problem. Pros and cons have been laid out for each alternative, and out of the 5 alternatives presented, 2 stood out as the best options to be used to increase the storage capacity of the warehouse. As per the situation or case, the time of the situation is not mentioned, therefore an assumption is done wherein case is in the current time, specifically November 2020. The viewpoint of this case analysis is the consulting company, Field Bell and Weiss, will be the one to determine possible methods for expanding the warehouse facilities of Fizzle Beverage Company. We identified that the main problem of Fizzle Beverage Company is that it has a current warehouse that has 16 ceilings with a possible 10 clear stacking height, and that the company needs to increase their warehouse storage capacity. As there are no specific units of measurement used, we are to assume that the unit of measurement would be by feet. Therefore, the warehouse will have 16 feet ceilings, and at the 10 feet level, the obstructions are steam pipes, lighting fixtures, and the air ducts. The company's minor problem is in solving the increase of warehouse storage capacity is at the 10 feet level there are obstructions which are steam pipes, lighting fixtures, and air ducts. Another minor problem is that the overhead cost of the space is not maximized. As for the SWOT analysis, we will be identifying the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of the case. So for the strength, we can see here that the strength is space availability of the warehouse. The weakness of the case would be maximizing the available space of the warehouse. And for the possible opportunities would be the higher inventory level, investments on leasehold improvement, and for the threats, we can see here that possible threats would be market fluctuation, which affects the inventory and demand ratio of the products of the company. Leasehold improvement regulations, these are possible construction regulation limitations if decided to be done, and leasehold improvement interruptions. These are the possible stoppage of operations once constructions are ongoing. We have provided alternative courses of action, 5 alternative courses of actions, which we will be discussing in the next slides. Okay, as we can see here, this is our sample warehouse, which has 16 feet ceilings, 10 feet clear stacking height. This is because of the steam pipes, lighting fixtures, and air ducts. And for the first alternative, our suggestion would be for leasehold improvement for replacement of the steam pipes, lighting fixtures, and air ducts to provide more vertical space for warehouse storage. Ibig sabihin nito, yung leasehold improvement would be the construction to be done for on the warehouse. For replacement of the steam pipes, lighting fixtures, and air ducts. Gusto nating mangyari is paliliitin natin yung space ng steam pipes, lighting fixtures, and air ducts para mas maraming vertical space. And as we all know, maganda na yung marami na tayong technologies for the possibility to do this, to lessen the to lessen the space and to provide smaller steam pipes, smaller lighting fixtures, and smaller air ducts, but would still provide the same quality. So again, here is our warehouse. Once na mapaliit na natin yung space uh, ng lighting fixtures, air ducts, and steam pipes, ganyan siya, liliit. So, pag lumiit siya, may possibility na maging 15 feet high na yung clear stacking height natin or height clearance natin. So, if we put a pallet here, this is our sample pallet which is 6 feet high, and another one, so dahil may isa pang may space pa, so we add another one. So, yan, ma-maximize natin yung space. So, magiging 12 feet high yung ating pallets. However, one of the cons on this alternative would be makikita natin 12 feet lang yung pallets and meron tayong 15 feet na uh, stacking height or sorry, height clearance. So merong matitirang 3 feet na sayang. So for alternative 1, the pros would be na maximize natin yung vertical height clearance. However, the cons would be as mentioned earlier, yung pangatlo, there is 3 feet unused space. Another con is the loss of storage for a specific time period due to leasehold improvements. Ibig sabihin nito, mawawalan tayo ng storage space, actual storage space, or mawawalan tayo ng paggamit sa warehouse for a specific time period dahil magko-construction nung mga pagpapaliit ng fixtures sa taas. And another cons is the leasehold improvement costs would be the actual costs of constructing on making the fixtures smaller. So moving on to alternative 2. So currently each pallet load as mentioned earlier is 6 feet high including the pallet. Yan yung 6 feet high. So we can suggest in this alternative that changing the receiving method and breaking down each pallet load to 5 feet high including the pallet. So instead na 6 feet siya, paliliitin natin yung packing ng pallets which is from 6 feet, magiging 5 feet siya. So next slide, we can see here again the warehouse and the 6 feet pallet. So kung normal pa rin yung warehouse natin, hindi natin gagalawin yung fixture sa taas, pag pinagpatong natin yung dalawang pallet, matatamaan yung fixtures kasi 12 feet siya. 10 feet lang ang height clearance natin. So if we change the pallets to 5 feet only and we stack 2, ma-maximize natin ang ating 10 feet. So saktong-sakto siya, walang masasayang, walang gastos. Okay, so for the pros and cons of alternative 2, we maximize completely the high clearance of 10 feet as mentioned earlier. And for the cons would be the new system application delays and costs, which means na yung bagong sistema natin na from 6 feet to 5 feet, i-apply natin, pag in-apply natin siya, magkakaroon ng delay sa operations. And also, few costs na ma-apply pag ginamit natin tong bagong system na to. So, next. Okay, so and as for the alternative 3, we are using the combination of alternative 1 and alternative 2, which are leasehold improvement for replacement of steam pipes, lighting fixtures, and air ducts to provide more vertical space for warehouse storage. Also, we are changing the receiving method and breaking down each pallet load to 5 feet high, including the pallet. So, going back to our warehouse, if we if we process or do the leasehold improvement for replacement of steam pipes from this one to this one again, mag-i-increase na naman ang ating uh, vertical clearance, which is from 10 feet to 15 feet. So next is if we use the uh, 5 feet stacking height of the pallet, we will not only be able to provide or use two pallets, but we are also able to put three pallet high. So comparing this to alternative 2, instead of 10 feet, maximizing the 10 feet, here we are maximizing the whole 15 feet. Okay, so for the pros and cons of this alternative, there would be a much higher storage density. So more products are able to be stored in the warehouse. And for the cons would be the loss of storage for a specific time period due to leasehold improvements and leasehold improvement costs, as mentioned, as explained earlier. And for alternative 4 would be renting a whole new warehouse. This would be an additional warehouse wherein more more storage would be available for the company. So, and also for the pros and cons of this alternative, it would be a much higher storage density for the company. However, it would be an additional and excess overhead cost for the company as well. So next is for the we will be having the alternative 5. Double deep rack system offers greater storage density than selective rack. It makes use of two bays of racks installed one behind another. Here, one behind another. Stored materials accessed using modified reach trucks in a front and rear pallet combination. It reduces the aisle to rack ratio, offers better floor space utilization, higher storage density, which is the higher storage density means the ratio of available storage area to the total warehouse space. So it will not only provide uh, higher storage density, but it would be also providing additional floor space, which can be used for new racks as well. So there you go. I mentioned earlier the selective rack. Selective rack would be this one. This is the typical or usual type of uh, racking in warehouses. So this is only one rack compared to the double deep rack system, two racks behind each other, and it's double deep reach. So for the pros and cons of this alternative, it reduces the aisle to rack ratio, offers better floor space utilization, and higher storage density. However, the cons of this would be existing lift trucks must be replaced by deep reach lift trucks. In conclusion, Fizzle Beverage Company's biggest challenge was to increase the storage capacity of the existing warehouse. I was able to overcome this by including 5 possible alternatives for the company to be able to identify the pros and cons of the possible solution of the problem. I learned that alternative 2 was the best possible solution for the increase of storage capacity of the warehouse because it has the least possible costs and interruptions to the current storage facility compared to other alternatives. If we compare the other alternatives to the second, we can see that the others have additional costs and interruptions that would reflect on the company. The following are the negative effects of the other alternatives: loss of storage for a specific time period due to leasehold improvements, leasehold improvement costs, unused space left, new system application delays and costs, additional and excess overhead costs, equipment replacement, and in this solution there has been that has been in this solution that has been selected, we can see that it is the only alternative that has maximized the most space with the least additional cost and interruptions. And for the recommendation, based on the analysis of the problem, I recommend that the Fizzo Beverage Company to change their receiving method by breaking down each pallet load to 5 feet high, including the pallet. This This is to be able to maximize completely the 10 feet high clearance. And for future reference, the company may opt to choose the second best recommended alternative, which is the fifth alternative, which is applying the double deep rack system. It is recommended if the company has available budgeting for replacing the necessary equipment to accommodate the new system. Okay, so that is all. And I would like to thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Thank you. Have a good day, and God bless.